Last year it was Westmore. Now it's the Moore Lions, who beat the Elk City Elks in extra innings with junior pitcher Lachelle Fowler. They're ready to tame the Tahlequah Tigers, who were last year's state runner-ups. But the Tigers are strong defensively, led by senior pitcher Christy Huffman, and their fight for the 6A softball championship next here on Cox. And welcome again, everybody, for the Oklahoma Ford Dealers 6A softball championships. Tahlequah, number 3 in the state, coming in with a record of 41-6, and they take on the number 1 team in 6A, the Moore Lady Lions. Welcome once again to Don Porter Hall of Fame Stadium here in Oklahoma City. Steve Marshall and J.V. Haney as we get ready for an exciting contest here this afternoon. Two teams that were definitely expected to be in the hunt, and they are here in the finals, number 1 and number 3. Let's take a look at how these two teams got here. First of all, in the quarterfinals, Moore defeating Podo 9-5. Tahlequah with the shutout beating Sapulpa 6-0. And then in the semifinals, two great contests as Moore beat Elk City 10-9 in extra innings, and Tahlequah squeaking by Muskogee 10-9 in that contest. And we are all set for a championship final between Moore and Tahlequah here this afternoon. J.V. Haney again alongside as we talk with the coach and find out more about these two teams. First off, defensively, take a look at the defensive players. And first off, for Tahlequah, Stephanie Jeffrey.
Well, when you look at Stephanie Jeffrey, the fact that she is a senior, an outstanding player, has been here before, and I think that's what's so tremendously important, that they played in the state finals last year, and their motto is one goal, state championship.
And on the other side for the Moore Lady Lions, Sydney Melton is their catcher, and she is certainly one that keeps this team going.
Well, you know, a lot of times in slow-pitch softball, you may not think the catcher is so important, but what a leadership that is provided there by Sydney Melton, and she keeps the team alert. She's always talking and keeping them in the right direction, an outstanding leader as a junior.
All right, and then, of course, we talk about the pitchers. They're important just like they are in fast pitch. Tahlequah's pitcher is Christy Huffman.
Christy Huffman, you can get a good look at her there, a senior, and as we said, she was here last year, so she has that championship goal as the main objective this afternoon, and has been an outstanding leader for the Lady Tigers of Tahlequah.
Tigers and Lions today, and for more, we have Lachelle Fowler.
Another senior, a veteran ball club, or rather a junior for Lachelle Fowler, but she's been here before. They've looking for their 9th state championship at Moore High School, and these kids are winners, and they are being led right there by Lachelle Fowler, the pitcher.
Lions and Tigers, oh my, state championship, 6A style. Coming up next between these two great ball clubs, and it's next here on Cox Communications. Stay with us. Welcome back, everybody, for our 6A softball championships here between Tahlequah and the Moore Lady Lions at Hall of Fame Stadium here in Oklahoma City. Let's first take a look at our lineup for Tahlequah this afternoon, the batting order that they will put forth to try and claim the state championship here this afternoon against the Moore Lady Lions. As you get a look at the freshly manicured infield and outfield here at Hall of Fame Stadium. We're getting ready for the playing of our national anthem, so we'll have that first before we have the batting lineups. As you can see, the Moore Lady Lions sending out their team to drop off the lineup card here. And head coach Ronnie Rogers for Tahlequah representing his squad. Tahlequah's coach Ronnie Rogers, key to the game's JV, needs some timely hitting, got to play some good defense, and they want to get on top early.
Well, I think that's a key that all of the coaches really want to do. They want to get those first few runs and make the opposition play catch up. And if you can get some timely hitting and get some great defensive plays, you can make all of that come together.
Ronnie Rogers, of course, we were here last year when, as we told you in the open this afternoon, they were in the state championship game last year against Westmore. Westmore had won 3 or 4 consecutive state championships. And then, of course, losing in that finals to Westmore, they're back for more, and they want to take it home this time. Take a look at some of the other keys for the contest here this afternoon. Robert Wakefield, the head coach for the Moore Lady Lions. Defense. Hit line drives. Don't want any of those little easy pop-ups and throw strikes.
Well, they want those pitchers to drop those strikes right in there, and I'm sure that also that he would include some good location with it. But hitting line drives, getting that extra base, and just putting it all together with good, sound defense.
That's his keys to the contest this afternoon as the squads are deciding who's going to be the home team and who's going to be visitor. Great day weather-wise, good crowd on hand. Slight breeze blowing out again towards the left and left center field area.
And Steve, really a big compliment to the grounds staff here at Hall of Fame Stadium, because they made the turnaround between the two games very quickly. And as you look down at that great picture of the infield, it looks like that no one has played on it today at all, but there was a game previously that we talked about with Valiant and Newcastle. But what a great job the grounds crew has done.
It's been a great slow pitch state tournament this year. In the opening round, Elk City defeating Westmore 5-4, knocking the defending state champions out. Moore beating Poto 9-5. Muskogee beat McLeod 9-8. Tahlequah won their opener, as we mentioned earlier, 6-0 over Sapulpa in the opening round. And we're going to take a timeout. We're going to come back and get ready to play for a state championship in girls 6A slow pitch softball. We'll do that when we come back next here on Cox Communications. Welcome back once again here to the Oklahoma Ford Dealers Game of the Week. Just so happens the game of the week this week is the 6A Slow Pitch Softball Championships between Tahlequah and Moore. Tahlequah coming in 41-6 on the season. They were at the state championship final last year before falling to Westmore. The Moore Lady Lions coming in with a record of 30-8. And both teams are lined up along the first and third base lines respectively. We're soon to get the playing of our national anthem, and when they finish with that, we will come back with the starting lineups and, of course, the coverage of this 6A state championship here at the Hall of Fame Stadium.
Will you please join us with the national anthem?
Welcome back. We've just had the playing of our national anthem as we're just moments away from the start of this 6A girls slow pitch softball state championships between Tahlequah and Moore. Let's take a look at the Tahlequah starting lineup and the batting order first off for the Tahlequah Ball Club as the young ladies lined up along the first and third base lines. Batting lineup for Tahlequah is going to look like this. It'll be Ashley Medlock, the right fielder, leading things off. Second baseman is Heather Roach, and she will bat second. Leonard, the third place hitter, followed by Stephanie Jeffrey, the cleanup hitter. Nicole Gibson, Christy Huffman, Whitney Kirkpatrick, Talara Heth, also Leslie Quinton, Tara Chapman, the batting order for Tahlequah. Take a look at Moore defensively, how they line up. It'll be Fowler on the mound with Melton. Sydney Melton behind the plate. Blankenship at first, Jolly at second. It'll be Thomas at short and Coots at third. In the outfield, it'll be Hale, Owen, and Tuckey for Robert Wakefield and his Moore Lady Lions in this 6A championship ball game here this afternoon. And of course, JV, we talked a little bit about Moore having a great softball program, Westmore winning, and of course their sister school, the Moore Lady Lions, here representing this year. Westmore made it to the state championship but couldn't get out of the first round. Tahlequah was here last year, and so maybe they have a little bit of an edge coming into this afternoon's contest.
Well, I think they have a tremendous incentive in the fact that they lost in the state championship finals last year. And, we mentioned this earlier, and I think it's kind of nice when you look at the program and see just what the goal is for the Lady Tigers. And they said one goal, state champions. And I'm sure that's the attitude that Ronnie Rogers and his ball club has coming in here to the state championship finals.
All right, still have some pregame festivities going on. When we come back, we'll get ready to throw the first pitch and get this ball game underway between Moore and Tahlequah here on Cox Communications. Stay with us. Welcome back to the 6A Softball Championships here on Cox Communications. Tahlequah and more. Lady Tigers and Lady Lions. That's not the only state championship action we have coming your way. The 5A high school soccer championships are scheduled for Friday, May 14th. Join Cox Communications for the live action beginning at 6 p.m. So mark your calendars. That's Friday, May 14th. Cox Communications, your connection to live, local sports coverage. If it's championship play, you know you're going to see it right here on Cox Communications. Tahlequah, the visiting team. More Lady Lions have taken the field this afternoon, and you get a look at the home plate area. Perfect conditions here on a beautiful afternoon to play softball in Oklahoma.
You know, you look at Moore and Westmore, and they pretty much have had a monopoly on slow pitch softball and fast pitch. They've had so many state champions, but Moore here has won state championships in 84, 85, 86, and 87. Came back 90, 93, and 94. So this group of kids probably hungry for another state title.
I imagine so, as you get a look at Lachelle Fowler, the junior pitcher. Infield gathers around for their pregame ritual. The outfielders do the same. They go to their respective positions, and we're just about ready to play softball here at the Hall of Fame Stadium in Oklahoma City. It'll be Medlock, Roach, and Leonard to bat here in the first inning for Tahlequah. Ronnie Rogers, the head coach. Lady Tigers 41-6 on the season. Fowler's first pitch to get things underway is a little out of the strike zone, ball one. Fowler's next one is a line drive base hit on the right. They got to play it first. Throw there is overthrown. Backing up the catcher. Good play there. But a sharp single in the right field for Ashley Medlock gets things going here in the first for Tahlequah.
And if you notice, Sydney Melton, the catcher there for the Lady Lions, a left-hander. She was over there really playing her position well, backing up the first base. And, you know, you need to mention it. Sometimes on a line drive single, you can throw them out at first.
Heather Roach stands in as the number 2 batter in the Tahlequah lineup. Senior first baseman. She was here last year playing for the state championship. Here's a shot into right field. Nice running catch out there in the outfield. And the first out is recorded. And Roach is retired, and that'll bring in Leonard.
You know, just a little different approach at pitching you see here with Lachelle Fowler than what you see in some of the other slow pitchers, in that not much of a step, just kind of a little toss, but I'm sure she is putting a little spin on it.
Leonard right back up in the middle. Shortstop can't make the play. It's a single into center field. And Tahlequah has runners at first and second here, with one out in the top of the first inning. And that was one of Ronnie Rogers' keys, JV. He wanted to get some runs early and get on top.
Always something that you strive for.
Stephanie Jeffrey stands in, and Jeffrey hits one well into deep center field. That's going to get down and go to the wall. One run will score. Waving the second runner home. She has to stop. Now they got runners hung up between second and third. They don't make a play at second. A run scores on an RBI double to the wall in the center field by Stephanie Jeffrey. Take a look.
Well, she really got around on that ball, made a good snap on the wrist, and that just sailed over the center fielder, who actually is playing a little right center with the rover. Looked like it was going to clear the bases, but they only get one in.
Runners at second and third, and Nicole Gibson with a base hit in the left field. One run will score. They'll hold the runner at third. Gibson stops at first base, and Tahlequah does what they said that they wanted to do, get on top early. 2 runs across, and still runners at first and third with just one out. Christy Huffman will stand in next. Huffman, the pitcher for Tahlequah, Vicky.
Lady Tigers really showing some aggressiveness at the plate. They're not waiting about second or third pitch. They're really jumping on it.
3 solid hits already here in this first inning. Next pitch, this one's popped up foul down the first baseline. Nobody can get to that one, and it's quickly a 2-strike count on the hitter, Christy Huffman. The Tahlequah Lady Tigers. Infield mostly back. They'll concede the run to get the out. 0-2 pitch from Fowler on the way to Huffman. is inside for a ball.
It's strange having a left-handed catcher as you look in there at Sydney Melton.
Next pitch, little deep, 2-2. Fowler's next one on the way to her counterpart, Huffman. Into the left field. Can't make the play. One run will score. Other runner advances. So Tahlequah already with 3 across on a bloop single by Huffman. Runners will be at first and second, 1 out, and it'll be Whitney Kirkpatrick, the center fielder, to come to the plate for the Lady Tigers.
You don't want to follow my thought on the left-handed catcher, where you can't leave the base until the ball is hit. It makes no difference whether you're a right-hander or left-hander catching in slow pitch.
Well, the advantage, if you're looking for an advantage, a slow roller out in front of the plate, a left-handed catcher would have a better opportunity than a right-handed catcher to
That's true.
make a throw without having the runner impede in some way.
You know, we highlighted Sydney Melton. We talked about her as a catcher and how that she really hustles, and we have seen that here in the first inning, how she's backed up first base and has just really played her position well.
2-0, now 3-0 the count to Whitney Kirkpatrick. Lara Hepp is on deck for Tahlequah. Next one is in there for a strike. 3-1, 1 out. Runners at first and second, 3 runs home already for Tahlequah. Next pitch on the way. And that's up and out of the strike zone for ball 4. Melton, the catcher, looked back at the umpire for the call and had a look of disdain as it was not in the strike zone. And Robert Wakefield wants to come out and talk to his pitcher.
So you see a player turn and look like that, and you know exactly what they're thinking.
Wakefield talks to his group. Bases will be loaded with 1 out. We've got the bottom part of the order coming up with Heth and then Quentin Chapman scheduled to bat here yet. If you're a Tahlequah fan, obviously you want to just keep adding to this lead right now. Get the big first inning, get on top. More, you want to get out of here without too much more damage.
And this gave Ronnie Rogers an opportunity to talk to his third base runner as well as his batter during the timeout. And you know, he's got that runner going. Bases are loaded. If it's a fly ball, you're going to be tagging up.
Going the right way, base hit, scores another run, throw into second. Base hit by Hepp will drive in a run, and it's quickly 4-0 as Gibson comes in to score from third. Bases still loaded, still just 1 out, and that'll bring in Leslie Quinton.
And we're almost seeing a replica of what we saw in the Class 5A game as they broke out with 4 runs in the top of the first inning.
6 consecutive batters have reached base. Medlock led off with a single. Roach flew out to right, and then everybody else has reached since then. Ground ball. Second, first baseman makes a nice play, gets the out there, over to first. Double play turn. That was nice. A 3-6-1 double play, and Moore gets out of the inning. 4 runs scored as we take a look. This is not easy to do at any level.
No, it's not easy to do, and you've really got to credit the pitcher there, Lachelle Fowler, because she really hustled over there immediately. When that ball was hit to the right-hand side of the diamond, she went to first base to cover, and that's a very difficult play in any type, softball, fast pitch, slow pitch, or baseball.
3-6-4 the way you score that one, and the inning is over. But Tahlequah gets on top with 4 runs. As we take a look at the Lady Lions heading back in, as we take a look at their batting lineup, it'll be Tuckey, Jolly, Thomas, Melton, Reynolds, Owen, Blankenship, Hale, Wagnon, and Fowler. Defensively, for Tahlequah, it's Huffman on the hill, Quinton's behind the plate, Jeffrey and Roach on the right side of the infield, Leonard and Heth at third and short. In the outfield, it's Chapman, Kirkpatrick, Medlock, and the Rover is Craig. So 4 runs in the top of the first inning for Tahlequah. And it could have been a lot worse, JB, as we take a look at the umpires, Fred Barker, Cam Jones, and Brad Cagle. If they don't turn an extremely difficult double play, Tahlequah gets at least one more run. And at that, another batter comes up with an opportunity to score more.
That was just one of the most remarkable defensive plays you'll ever see when you can see the double play started with the first baseman and the pitcher covering first base. That's very remarkable.
Leading things off, it'll be Leah Tuckey for the Moore Lady Lions, followed by Casey Jolly and Ashley Thomas. Huffman, the pitcher, staked to a 4-0 lead by her teammates in the first. And the first pitch out of the strike zone to Leah Tuckey, just a freshman. Next one on the outside corner for a called strike. And another one. This one popped up along the third baseline. They let it go foul wisely. And it's a ball and 2 strikes.
Moore has overall a very young ball club here. They start a group of juniors, and with this freshman that we're looking at, Leah Tuckey, and Jessica Coots, the third baseman. She's a senior, but the only one of the starting group as a senior is Coots.
1-2 pitch. Huffman brings it home. Strike 3. Called strike 3 in the top of the first inning of the state championship game. Leah Tuckey goes down and Huffman gets the strikeout. And that'll bring in Casey Jolly. And you get a look at Robert Wakefield, the coach. First pitch into Jolly is a called strike. Notice, JB, how far to the left Huffman, the pitcher, is standing at the very edge of that rubber that she toes out there. Next pitch, hit off to the right side. Sinking line drive, gets down and by the right fielder. Interference is going to be called on the first baseman, but she gets into second base anyhow, as the first baseman and the runner got tangled up as Jolly was rounding first base. She would have gotten second even if they had thrown her out, but she's into second with a double to right field, and that'll bring in Ashley Thomas.
Well, you hear them talk about sinking liners. That certainly was a sinking line drive that went into right field. It looked like it was going to carry all the way back for the right fielder to catch pretty easily, but Ashley Medlock could just not quite get there on the sinkingness of it.
Here's the collision again over at first. Robert Wakefield is wanting his runner to be able to go to third on the interference. I really don't know that had it been unimpeded that she would have made it or even tried for third, but Robert Wakefield down 4 runs. He's lobbying his case anyhow.
I don't think he's going to win it because, in all fairness there, on the interference, why it was kind of like the first baseman was moving out and the runner comes around, and it was not like it was an intentional interference.
So that's settled. Runner staying at second base will bring in Ashley Thomas with 1 out here. In the bottom of the first inning, Tahlequah with 4 runs in the top. And Moore trying to battle back with some of their own. Sydney Shelton, the catcher, on deck. Next pitch hit well into center field. Drifting back, making the play. Runner tags at second and gets into third base easily. But the hitter Thomas is retired. There's 2 down. Runner at third, and that'll bring in Sydney Melton.
You know, with the wind blowing out of the south, the ball really carries in the outfield, and it looks like when it first comes off the bat, there's going to be a routine fly ball. But that last ball hit by Ashley Thomas almost carried over the center fielder.
They're going to intentionally walk Melton. Number 4 hitter with some great offensive numbers on the season, and they just don't even want to give her a chance to hit.
You know, that really tells you something, doesn't it? And immediately Moore is going to get a courtesy runner out for Melton, but when they intentionally walk you in the first inning, that means they are afraid to throw the ball to you.
Well, I could see if the bases were loaded or even if there were 2 runners on. But just 1 runner on in the first inning, that's Barry Bonds-like.
That is respect, isn't it?
Certainly is. That'll bring in Jessica pitcher Christy Huffman. And watch as she comes up and toes the rubber. how far to one side, the first base side, that she stands. I mean, she's over there at the very edge. And the first pitch is inside for a ball. First and third, 2 out. Reynolds the hitter. And she smokes one foul down the third base side.
And that's what a pitcher likes to do, get the ball inside and let him pull it foul for a strike. You know, you look at pitchers on the rubber, Steve, and you go to baseball, and all of them have a little different setups as they approach to deliver the ball. And I'm sure it goes back to sometime or another as little leaguers, when they first started playing, they had success, so they keep it that way.
Well hit, right center field. That one's going to get down and go to the wall. 1 run is in. Here comes the courtesy runner in the score also, and in the third base is Jessica Reynolds. Now the ball gets loose. Reynolds trying to score, and she does. Scored a triple and an error for Jessica Reynolds as she drives in 2. All the way to the gap, to the fence.
And you know, you saw in that replay, it looked like the ball was almost by her, and then she got a great snap of the wrist and hitting that ball into the right center field fence.
That'll bring in Jessica Owen. 3 runs across, or 2 runs across now for Moore. And the third run, Reynolds coming in. There's a fly ball into right field, and they finally put it away. But Moore battles back with 3 runs of their own on 2 hits. There was 1 error and nobody left. So after 1 inning of play, Tahlequah on top of Moore, 4-3 as we keep it right here. And, you know, another one of those runs, had they not intentionally walked, you know, Sydney Melton, they might not have put another run on. They might have only ended up with 2. So you have to maybe second guess that right now, but we'll see as that plays out throughout the rest of the contest, how many opportunities they actually give Sydney Melton.
Well, that's going to be interesting to see what happens the rest of the game. Are they going to walk her on every situation? If there's anyone on, if they walk her with 1 on base, why, they may walk her with nobody on base.
They might just do that. Softball championships today, and of course coming up on Saturday, May 15th. Join us as we bring you the 5A and 6A high school baseball championships live from Driller Stadium. First game gets underway at 11:30 a.m. And of course, if it's championship play, you know it's on Cox Communications, getting you connected to live local sports coverage. And JV, you tell me that you go out and watch the high school baseball championship games, you get a free ticket to go watch the Tulsa Drillers.
They have some type of arrangement. Maybe I shouldn't say a free ticket. Maybe it's
okay.
But there is an arrangement made that you can go out and watch 3 games out at Driller Stadium next Saturday as the 5 and 6A boys square off, as you mentioned, and then watch the Drillers take on a Texas League opponent later that night.
Move to the top of the second inning. It'll be the bottom of the lineup for Tahlequah. Chapman and Craig, and then back to the top with Medlock. 4 runs in the top of the first for Tahlequah. Moore countered back with 3. And we move into the second inning. Michelle Fowler, the pitcher. And standing in, Tara Chapman, and where she's standing makes me think she's want to go to right field, almost out of the batter's box.
She's a long way from the outside of the plate, isn't she?
She sure is. Next pitch on the way is a called strike.
Real difficult to reach the outside corner.
There she goes, trying to go up the middle. Nice stop. Oh, it gets through in the center field. Thought for a second the second baseman had it. Scored a hit there for Tara Chapman to lead things off here in the top of the second inning.
Both these clubs came into this contest this afternoon with their hitting gloves on. They are taking good swings.
Next one, base hit into center field. Got to force it second if they hurry. Safe. Pretty close play down there at second. Scored a base hit. Did you take another look? Had to force it second.
And that's your rover. They hit the ball right in there to her and getting in there very, very quickly.
Well, she was trying to make the tag, and it looked like maybe, and she didn't get down with the tag in time, but it looked like maybe she came down on the bag.
Well, it looked to me like that maybe her foot was on the bag, and that was a force out if it was there, but maybe her foot wasn't on the bag. Umpire right on top of it.
That'll bring up Medlock, and she singles in the right field. Runners advance, and we've got the bases loaded for Heather Roach. So Medlock with a single. And this is what Tahlequah did in the first, is they had 6 consecutive runners reach first base. Bases loaded, nobody out. Roach hit the plate. First one on the way. Well hit. That's tough down the right field line. If it stays fair, and it does. Into the corner. 1 run is home. Here comes a second run over to third base. With a double is Roach, and into third base is Medlock as 2 more runs come home. You could tell when it left the bat, that was down the right field line. If it stayed fair, it was a peck of trouble, and it turned out that way.
And she had kind of squared around, going to take it to right, hit behind the runners, keep them moving, and that's a part of good strategy and offensive slow pitch softball. Hit behind the runners.
So 2 more runs home already here in the top of the second to make it 6-3. Runners at second and third, and still nobody out. Next pitch on the way. Popped into right field. Runners will tag. Throw comes home. Over the head of Melton. Runner scores. Other runner moves over to third. But an out is recorded on the sacrifice fly by Charity Leonard. Other runner moves to third, so runner at third. 3 home already in the second inning. 1 out, and that'll bring in Stephanie Jeffrey, who hit a big double to the fence her first time up. Umpire is now going to confer in regard to something. I don't know what that signal was, but whatever it was short and sweet. And we're back ready to go. Stephanie Jeffrey stands in. This one is hit well and deep to left, over the head, to the fence. Another run scores. Jeffrey steams into second with an easy stand-up double. 2 doubles on the afternoon already for Stephanie Jeffrey, and she got all that one.
She really did. That pitch was on the inside, and you could see her eyes following the ball, and that is a very, very well hit softball going over the left fielder out there. Kristen Hale going all the way to the wall.
Nicole Gibson stands in next. Tahlequah came to play with her hitting shoes on. Next pitch a little high. Runner down at second with 1 out here in the top of the second. 4 more runs home. It's now 8-3.
And if you notice, both teams, they have really done an excellent job of hitting the ball where it's pitched. That was on the inside that Jeffrey just took to the wall.
Rounded to short, over to first, get the out, over to third, possible double play. Safe. Got in under the tag. Good call by the umpire. Throw got there in good time, it looked to be, but good base running and getting under the tag was Stephanie Jeffrey. You take another look.
That's a great play going back across in there by Blankenship in an attempt to get it, but I noticed very quickly on Ashley Thomas, the shortstop, when she caught the ball, she actually looked the runner back to second. So very alert base running by Tahlequah in advancing the runners.
So runner now at third base with 2 out. Christy Huffman stands in. And 4 more runs in for Tahlequah. They're taking 8-3 lead. Pitch, line drive, great catch by the Rover. To end the inning, 4 more. An outstanding play, JB.
That was just a tremendous play in there that was made. Looked like it was number 4, Roger, or real Jill Waganon. I believe it was Jill that made that play. Great play in right center.
But Tahlequah comes up with 4 more runs, 5 hits in the inning, and now taking 8-3 lead as Moore comes to bat here in the bottom of the second inning. Hey, remember to check out the great deal on high-definition programming through Cox Communications. Order HD today and receive HD programming for only $4.95 per month. You can't beat this deal in the Oklahoma City area. Call 600-8282. And in Tulsa, it's 665-0200.
You know, again, the coaches do such a good job here with the players, and Jill Wignan that time that made that real great catch out there. The Rover just at the right position, right place, good movement on the ball, kept her glove high in order to make absolutely sure the ball didn't hit the ground. Just a great play.
So Tahlequah, 4 in the first, 4 in the second. Moore came back with 3 in the first, and they're going to be required to come back and put some more tallies on the board if they're going to stay close with this hot-hitting Tahlequah ball club right now. For Moore, it'll be Blankenship, Hale, Wagnon, and Fowler. As we move to the bottom of the second inning. Huffman's first pitch on the way, and that's in there for a called strike. Next one. Over the shortstop's head, into left field, base hit for Blankenship to get things going here in the bottom of the second for Moore.
Well, when your game plan is to hit line drives, I think both teams is following instructions pretty well.
That'll bring in Hale. Kristen Hale, junior for the Moore Lady Lions. With a runner at first. And nobody out here in the bottom of the second inning. 6A. State championships here on Cox Communications. Next pitch on the way from Huffman. And that one's not in the strike zone, so the count even at 1-1. Another offering. This one popped up. Third baseman calls for it and puts it away, and the first out of this bottom of the second is recorded. Blankenship has to stay at first base, and that'll bring in Wagner.
Great defensive play ending the inning, and she gets an opportunity to bat the same inning. And it normally happens that way, doesn't it?
Well, it usually does. Runner at first. Bell Blankenship. And Jill Wagnon at the plate. The pitcher, Lachelle Fowler, to follow. It's not easy to say. 2-1 pitch on the way, and that one is a called strike. 2-1. Next pitch, this one's popped up. Easy play for the shortstop. Quickly 2 down. So the last two, JV, being easy pop-ups on the infield. Tells you that Christy Huffman's maybe putting a little something on the softball. Has got him popping up. Michelle Fowler, the junior pitcher, stands in next with 2 down.
Well, she doesn't change her approach on the mound. She's just on the very first base side corner of the pitcher's plate, and she stays there.
Fowler, shortstop, and the side is retired. So after a leadoff single by Blankenship, the side is retired. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. We move to the top of the third inning. 8-3, Tahlequah on top. Welcome back once again. There you see our line score for Tahlequah. 8 runs, 11 hits in the first 2 innings. They've committed 1 error. For Moore, 3 runs on 3 hits and no errors. And Tahlequah, JB, they just come out swinging the bat, and they're hot.
You know, they really have, and I think that was obvious from the very first pitch it was made that they're going to get in there and get their cuts today, and doing an excellent job of hitting line drives, hitting behind the hitters, doing a good job on the bases as well.
For Tahlequah in this top of the third, it'll be Kirkpatrick, Heth, and Quinton. Middle part of the lineup. First pitch popped up into right center field. 1 pitch, 1 out here in the top of the third inning, as Kirkpatrick is retired. And that'll bring in Tulare Heth, who singled her first time up. There's Here's a look at Lachelle Fowler. Tahlequah, 4 runs in the first, 4 runs in the second. First pitch to Heth on the way is not in the strike zone. Next one, out towards second base, line drive, that's easily taken care of. Quickly 2 are out. That'll bring in Leslie Quinton. Leslie the first time up with the bases loaded and 1 out. 4 runs already home, had a chance to really make it a big inning. Hit the ball sharply, but a great play by Moore defensively to turn the double play and get out of the first inning. Quinton stands in now with nobody on and 2 down in the top of the third. Next pitch to the third baseman and a quick out. That was a quick inning. 1, 2, 3, nothing across for Tahlequah in the top of the third inning. So that's exactly what the Moore Lady Lions were looking for. Now they need to get some offense of their own, and they'll do so with the top of the order. It'll be Tuckey, Jolly, and Thomas.
That was about like a 5-pitch inning,
I'm
Steve.
telling you, that was about as quick as it possibly gets as you get a look at the Moore Lady Lions. Don't forget high school soccer championships coming your way. Friday, May 14th. You can join us for all the action here on Cox Communications beginning at 6 p.m. Remember to mark your calendars. That's next week, Friday, May 14th. Cox Communications, your connection to live local sports coverage. Crowning a lot of state championships this time of the year, Coach.
A lot of activity goes on with the Oklahoma Secondary School Activity Association. And, you know, Danny Reynolds and his staff, what a great job they do. And tying all these things together. People don't realize the logistics of putting all the playoffs together in the spring with your track meets, your soccer, your baseball, your softball. It's just a tremendous amount of activity going on, and Danny Reynolds and his staff certainly needs to be commended for the job they do.
And always so helpful whenever we need any information or need to know where to be. They're always there to lend a helping hand. Robert Wakefield and his Moore Lady Lions needing a rally. They're down 5 right now as we move to the bottom of the third. Top of the order, Leah Tuckey, followed by Jolly and Ashley Thomas. First pitch in there for a strike. Next one, ground ball to third. Handled there, long throw across, and out number 1 is retired. Nice play by the third baseman over there, Charity Leonard, across to Stephanie Jeffrey, and there's 1 out here in the bottom of the third.
You know, you see some great fundamental play, and you notice the quick throw that the third baseman, and look at that stretch by the first baseman over there, Stephanie Jeffrey. Just plays it like it was a professional.
That'll bring in Casey Jolly. Jolly doubled her first time up to get things going for the Lady Lions in that first inning. Stands in, hits ground ball to short. Easy play there, quickly up and over to first, 2 down. Well, the first inning took about an hour or so, it seemed itself in the first inning, and the last 8 hitters have been up and down in probably about the last 5 minutes.
Well, if you hit the first or the second pitch and you hit it at someone and they catch it, things will go along very, very good.
Ashley Thomas had a sacrifice fly, hits one down to third. Another long throw by Leonard across, and they're up and down, 1, 2, 3. You can't get a faster inning than that. Top of the third, 3 up, 3 down. Bottom of the third, 3 up, 3 down. Nothing across for Moore in that third inning. We move to the top of the fourth, and Tahlequah still holding on to an 8-3 lead. They'll send up Chapman, Craig, and then the top of the lineup, or rather Chapman, Medlock, and Roach.
That was like a 10-pitch inning.
I think it was.
5 pitches for each team.
And sometimes, like you say, you get out to an early 8-0 lead. Yeah, sure, you want to add to it, but you're almost content at that point, and maybe you swing at a pitch that normally you wouldn't swing for because you're thinking that maybe you can get through this game and get to that state championship trophy quicker.
False security sometime really can set in as you got a good look there at Ronnie Rogers, the head coach of the Lady Tigers. 5th year as the head coach at Tahlequah. He's done a tremendous job.
So it'll be Chapman to lead things off here. Tahlequah's last 5 have been retired in succession after Jeffrey had that big double. Chapman stands in, 1 for 1 in the afternoon with a single and a run scored. Michelle Fowler, the pitcher for Moore. First two are out of the strike zone. Next one on the way, and that is short, so it's 3-0. That pitch is in there for a called strike, so the count goes to 3-1. To left fielder Tara Chapman. Strike two.
And she knew that was a strike, didn't she? Did not make any move toward first base. And you don't see many full counts in slow pitch softball.
I was always afraid I'd get those two strikes and then foul out. That was an early swinger. 3-2 pitch, ground ball, third. Tough play, up and over to first, one down. As Chapman is retired. Coming up next is Amber Craig. Craig with a single her first time up. First pitch right in there. Next one from Fowler. A little deep, 2-0. And another homeward bound. That's 3-0.
And that was right where the catcher was asking for it, wasn't it? They
Pretty close.
Just dropped it right in there on the ground.
3-0 pitch is inside. And Craig reaches. And that'll bring up the top of the order. 1 on, 1 out. Top of the fourth inning. First pitch on the way. Strike call. Next pitch is a little deep. 2 balls and a strike. Runner at first, 1 out. And a pop-up into right center field is taken care of out there, and there's quickly 2 down. And that'll bring in Heather Roach, the first baseman on the afternoon. Flied out and double. First pitch, turns on it, hits it down the left field line. That's going to drift foul. Can't make a play on it out there, and we'll do it all again. Bottom of the inning for Moore, it'll be Melton, Reynolds, and Owen. So they want to get out of here defensively without giving up any more runs. 2 outs, runner at first. Next pitch on the way. Hit into left field and drifting right to the left fielder. And the side is quickly retired once again. No runs, no hits, no errors, 1 left. We move to the top of the fourth, or the bottom of the fourth inning, with Tahlequah on top of Moore by a score of 8-3. Hey, don't forget to join us Saturday, May 15th. We have more state championship action coming your way. The 5 and 6A high school baseball championships live from Drillers Stadium. First game gets underway at 11:30. Cox Communications getting you connected to live local sports coverage. 6 in a row have been retired for Moore. Blankenship led off the bottom of the second with a single. The next 3 went down, and then the next 3 in the third inning also were retired. So it'll be Melton, who was intentionally walked in the first inning, Reynolds and Owen for the Lady Lions. See if they can get some more runs here, draw this a little closer.
Well, we'll get an opportunity to see just exactly what the coaching staff of Tahlequah, what they're going to do here with Melton as she comes up. Nobody on base, leading off. And will they walk her, or are they going to pitch to her?
Last time up with 2 outs and a runner on first, runner on second actually, intentionally walked her. which was a little curious, but certainly shows the respect that Tahlequah has for Sydney Melton. She'll lead off this inning. You got to think they'd pitch to her in this situation. I'm sorry. So actually Thomas leading off here. First pitch is a ball. Next one is skied out into left field. Easy play out there for the left fielder for Tahlequah, Tara Chapman. And the first hitter is retired.
Well, we'll still get it. I thought Sydney Milton was leading off, but we will get an opportunity now to see her with nobody on base, see what they do.
So Melton will stand in. Imposing figure at the plate. First pitch. Oh, down and away, according to the umpire.
Well, I would say she looks like a hitter.
She certainly does. Next one. If she wanted one to turn on, that was it. Called strike. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Well, good hitters pick their pitches, and it looks like that Sydney Milton is going to get the pitch she wants.
There's the pitch. Sounded like she got it off the end of the bat. Tough play for the left center fielder coming on and making the play. Good job out there in the outfield as Melton is retired. And that'll bring in Jessica Reynolds. Reynolds tripled her first time up.
Had a look at Amber Craig right there, the rover that came in and made that nice play.
8 in a row now retired for Tahlequah. And trying to get out of a third successive inning without anybody coming home. Next pitch on the way. Sharp grounder to the third. Gets by the third baseman into left field. And I don't know how you want to score that one, Coach, but it was a scorcher that, again, the bounce never came that the third baseman was expecting there for the Moore Lady Lions, and skipped past her into left field.
That's a tough one to score. You know, you give an error, they don't have to make the exceptional play for a base hit. And I think if she'd have made that, would have been an exceptional play. I would give her a base hit.
Coach says base hit, so that's what it is. Swing and a pop-up right out to the shortstop, and the side is retired. So no runs, give them 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left. We move to the top of the 5th inning. Right now, Tahlequah on top of Moore in the 6A state championship game, 8-3. Eight to 3, soaking up the sun. State championship game here at Hall of Fame Stadium in Oklahoma City. Leonard, Jeffrey, and Gibson due up for Tahlequah here in this top of the 5th inning. 8-3 our score. But the Lady Tigers on top right now. And Tahlequah back at the plate. Heather Roach. Her club on top, 8-3, as this one's a little out of the strike zone. One for one on the day. Single and a sacrifice. Next pitch is way short. 2 balls and a strike. That one is inside, 3-1.
I think Lachelle was going to try to slip one by a little harder than normal if you get a batter relaxed instead of getting it up high, just kind of sneak it by them.
There's one off the end of the bat, cued towards the first baseman. Nice play over there, and the first hitter in this top of the 5th inning is retired. And that'll bring in Stephanie Jeffrey. Jeffrey on the afternoon, 2 doubles. She's been playing out by the fence both times, and she's struck the ball well each time to the plate. See what she can do here with her ball club on top. Ground ball right back towards the pitcher. Sliding stop by the shortstop. Up and throws. Safe at first. Close play. Outstanding job by the Moore shortstop, Ashley Thomas, to get there, to get up, and watch how close it was at first. You make the call.
And what a great stretch out there by Belle Blankenship at first base. Again, it's just remarkable how the first baseman in slow pitch softball, flexibility, I guess, when they can go on the big stretch there and still keep their foot on the bag. Great play.
Great call by the umpire right there on top. Right on top of the situation. So we have a runner at first and 1 out. And Gibson hits one right back to the shortstop. Can't handle it. Might have had a line drive double play, but I think she anticipated catching the ball and was looking to see where the runner was and see if she could turn that double play. Lost track of the ball, and it got off the top of her glove and into center field. So there's 2 runners aboard, 1 out here in the top of the 5th.
I think you're absolutely right. I think she just took her eyes off. Talking about Ashley Thomas at shortstop, which is so easy to do. You kind of look off to one side. Nice
job by the first baseman over there for the Moore Lady Lions, making the stretch and making the catch. 2 down. Some good defensive plays here this afternoon. Looks like all the offense is coming early, JB, because the defense is settled in.
They are really playing great defense. You know, we're talking about the shortstop out there, and I don't want to be critical because I have been guilty of it, and I'm sure you have too in playing, that sometimes you just kind of look off just for a second in what you're going to do second, and you don't take care of what you need to do first.
There's a pitch, ground ball towards short. Over to second base for the force out, and the side is retired. For Tahlequah, they did come up with 1 hit. There was 1 error, and there was 1 left. We move to the bottom of the 5th inning. As Tahlequah is on top 8-3. Take a look at your game summary. Moore scored 3 runs in the first. Reynolds 2 for 2 with a triple and 2 RBIs. Tahlequah 4 runs each in the first and the second inning. And at one point, the pitcher Huffman had retired 8 straight. And we move to the bottom of the 5th. All the scoring done in those first 2 innings. 8-3. Tahlequah on top of the Moore Lady Lions. And coming up for Moore should be Blankenship, Hale, and Wagner, if I have everything straightened out here. Bottom of the order. They'd like to get those girls on and get to the top and get some of the run producers in the action.
Blankenship only a sophomore. First baseman, great defensive first baseman. Doesn't do that bad at the plate. Had a single on their first trip up.
Lady Lions needing to get some runs on the board right now. So we move. It's starting to get late here. Bottom of the 5th inning. Blankenship stands in. First one's out of the strike zone. Next one on the way. And that one is inside for ball 2. Huffman's next. It is ball 3. That's what Moore wants. Just get some runners on base right now.
And you take away the first 2 innings, and which was kind of untypical, getting 11 runs with the 2 teams, while we've had great slow pitch softball.
So a walk to start things here in the bottom of the 5th to Blankenship. And that'll bring in Kristen Hale. As Wakefield is going to get a courtesy runner in and possibly a pinch hitter. Kristen Hale 0 for 1 on the afternoon. She popped out. Moore needing some runners. Courtesy runner for Moore, number 5, Sarah Childress, takes over the running duties as Hale stands in. Runner at first and nobody out, bottom of the 5th. Moore at bat, trailing 8-3. First pitch, a called strike. Next one on the way. Strike 2. Quickly in the hole, 0-2. Got to protect the plate now. Pitch comes out towards the shortstop. Flip to second, got one, no play at first. Good job to get the lead runner. And she's erased. Hale will be the runner now at first base. And Jill Wagnon, the scheduled hitter for the Moore Lady Lions.
Well, I'm sure Robert Wakefield, the head coach of the Lady Lions, is telling his players that we're getting to the point where it's a sense of urgency that we start putting some scores on the board.
Pitch on the way, grounded towards short. Second for one, over to first, not in time. Again, got the lead runner. Fielder's choice, runner at first base, and now 2 down in the bottom of the 5th. Take a look.
Get a good look there at Tara Heth, the shortstop, just does a great job. Keep that glove open and almost like a vacuum cleaner down there, sweeping it up.
So Fowler stands in, trying to get something going with 2 outs here. Line drive, shortstop, knocks it down, flips to second, got it! Nice job of the shortstop to make the play deep in the hole by Heth, and a good job of the second baseman to hang in there and get the out. We move to the top of the 6th. Tahlequah on top of Moore, 8-3. Great sight to look down upon the Hall of Fame Stadium here in North Oklahoma City. Tahlequah Lady Tigers leading the Moore Lady Lions 8-3 in this 6A state championship game. Talara Heth stands in as the leadoff hitter, 1 for 2 in the afternoon.
Well, what a last inning Heth had. She had 3 hard ground balls and just almost playing pepper with her second baseman. 6-4.
Easy pop up there to the second baseman as Heth is retired. Tahlequah got 4 in the first. Moore countered with 3 in the first. Tahlequah 4 more in the second to take an 8-3 lead, and that's all the scoring we've had since. And it's getting late now. Quinton stands in. First pitch on the way is outside the strike zone. Next pitch. That one is a strike. Count even up at 1-1. 1 down here in the top of the 6th. Next pitch, ground third. Tough play. Long throw all the way across, having to come off the bag. There's the Moore first baseman. Not much they could do on that one. That was a good job by the third baseman just to stop it. Then the long throw pulled the first baseman off the bag, and the runner safe over at first.
You know, that really was a good defensive play by Jessica Coots, the third baseman for the Lady Lions. Not much chance to get the runner.
Chapman stands in. First pitch to her. On the way. outside the strike zone. 1-0. Next one. Sliced down the first baseline. That's a base hit. Runners advance down to second base, so it's first and second with one out here in the top of the sixth inning, and Tahlequah threatening to add to their lead. So runners at first and second, one out here, top of the sixth. And the first pitch slapped out and a base hit in the right. Gets by the right fielder and will roll to the wall. 2 runs will score. And into third base goes Medlock, and it's a 10-3 lead for Tahlequah. Runner at third and still just one out. Take a look again, get the nice slap single, trying to come up and maybe get the force out at second, and the ball gets under a glove.
Well, the ball was hit. Amber Craig hit the ball maybe a little bit harder than it appeared to, and kind of took off on the grass and didn't come up on the hop, and the right fielder had a difficult time, Leah Tuckey, getting a hold of it.
Ground ball back to the pitcher, looks the runner back to third, gets the out at first. 2 down as Medlock is retired. And that'll bring in Heather Roach. Roach today, 1 for 3. First pitch here. Inside, second one on the way from Lachelle Fowler. There's a ball that's hit into left field. Drifting back and making the play, and the final out is recorded, but not before 2 more runs cross the plate for Tahlequah. A couple of hits and 1 error as we get ready to move to the bottom of the 6th inning. Right now, Tahlequah on top by a score of 10-3. It's very fast. It's so fast, it's faster than J.V. Haney running the 100-yard dash. It's Cox High-Speed Internet. If you're not going fast, call Cox Communications. Get a free modem with a 12-month agreement. You'll also get monthly service for only $29.95 for 3 months. In the Oklahoma City area, call 600-8282, and in Tulsa, it's 665-0200. Cox Communications, your friend in the digital age.
I didn't realize you knew I was that quick, Steve.
Track star is what I heard.
No, I tell you what, that's rumor. That is just a rumor.
Pick him up and put him down.
Only when my dad was after me.
I hear that. Lady Lions got to get some runs here, Coach. They're down by 7.
Well, it is a kind of a sense of an urgency right now. You need to get some this inning. Maybe not get them all, but you need to pick up 2 or 3.
Moore will have the bottom hitter in the lineup and then back to the top. And let's see if they can't get something going here as we move to the bottom of the 6th inning. Moore trailing, only has 6 outs left. First pitch, a called strike. Next one on the way. Hitters seem to have gotten more patient as the game has gone on too, JB. I see them taking a lot more pitches than they were earlier.
Well, it seems like they're always real aggressive to start, and then they kind of back off, and then they kind of settle back in, make them throw better.
One hop shot to the shortstop. Talara Heff takes care of that one, fires over to Heather Roach, and there's one down here in the bottom of the 6th. Moore has only had 3 base runners by my calculations since the first inning. Brittany Inman looks to be a pinch hitter. Number 14 for the Moore Lady Lions. He stands in, hops one up. That's going to be a tough play for anybody. Second baseman drifts out and puts it away, and there are now quickly 2 down. So Inman hitting for Tuckey brings up Casey Jolly. with 2 out. Want to get somebody on base in front of these 3, 4, 5 hitters if at all possible. Nobody on, 2 out. First pitch is outside. The next one is also outside the strike zone. And quickly to 2-0. And now 3-0. Huffman delivers. That one's a strike.
Well, you're the Lady Lions. You need base runners any way you can get them.
There's one that's fouled straight back. And the count goes full at 3-2 to Casey Jolly.
And here's where the coaches talk about really putting one inside and trying to get them to pull it and foul out.
Pitch on the way, line drive off the first baseman's glove into right field. That's going to be a base hit. So Jolly will bring up Ashley Thomas and, for Moore's sake, hopefully Sydney Melton. Thomas on the afternoon 0 for 2, or 0 for 1 rather, with a sacrifice. 0 for 2 with a fly out in the fourth. Here's the pitch, hit well into center field, but right at the center fielder, and the side is retired. Tahlequah Lady Tigers now just 3 outs away from a state championship, or if they can come up with 3 runs on their own, they could end up winning the state championship by a run rule, as they lead at 10-3 heading to the top of the 7th.
Well, you know that crosses their mind, but again, you know, we talked about this earlier, but Tahlequah getting 8 runs in the first 2 innings. Moore gets 3 runs in the first inning, and since that time, this has just really been a great evenly matched contest.
Keys to the game. We revisit the keys to the game when we started. Robert Wakefield said play some defense, hit some line drives, and throw strikes. Haven't hit enough line drives.
Not enough line drives. I think they played pretty well other than that. Even though it's a high-scoring game, it's been a well-played defensive game. Not that many errors, and the errors that were given were not the dramatic ones.
Ronnie Rogers, his keys to the game: timely hitting, play defense, get on top early. Looks like he wrote the book.
He has absolutely followed his recommendations to the letter.
His ball club on top right now, 10-3. If they can add 3 more, they would claim the state championship. If they don't, all they need is 3 outs in the bottom of the half without giving up any more than 6.
And Ronnie talked before the game about how bad his kids wanted this. They were here last year, got a taste of it, and they wanted to take the gold ball home, and they are real close to doing it.
Leadoff single to start this top of the 7th inning by Heather Roach. Nope. Next batter standing in, number 13, is Stephanie Jeffrey. And she's had a big afternoon. 3 for 3 with a pair of doubles and a single. Next pitch to Jeffrey on the way. Well hit in the left. Oh, a great catch by the left fielder. I started to say over her head. She leaped and made the catch to rob Jeffrey of another extra base hit.
Kristen Hale, what a tremendous play that was in the outfield. A great reaction. Looked like the ball may have sailed a little bit, but at the very end she jumped, and great catch.
So 1 on and 1 out. Take a look again. Whoa, almost over her head. Timed it perfectly.
We've seen some outstanding plays today, and that was one of them again.
Pinch hitter coming in is going to be number 14, Becky Grolfs, senior outfielder, with a runner at first and 1 down here in the top of the 7th inning. First pitch from Fowler. There's a ball inside. Second one, right back up the middle. Fowler makes a nice play and records the out. Looked over to first, possibly had a double play cooking, but The runner got back just in time, so there's 2 away now.
When you catch a line drive like that in slow pitch, the runner doesn't have a chance to get very far off the base. Pretty tough to double them off.
Coach Ronnie Rogers is going to go with yet another pinch hitter. And this time it's going to be number 5, Darlene Matthews. Just a freshman.
What a thrill it is for a 9th grader to be here in the state championship game.
Skies one down the right side. Tough play coming on. Can't make the play. The ball is down. Scored a base hit. Runner going all the way over to third base, so it'll be 1st and 3rd with 2 down here in the 7th. And Rogers again comes plateward to look and see if he can't get another hitter. And I imagine some of this JV is just wanting the chance to get some of these other girls the experience of having played in a state championship game.
I'm sure you're right there, and you know what, that really gives him a lot of confidence in his defensive players, that they can go get them out in the 7th inning, and at the same time he can allow more of these kids to get in the game.
Amber Berner, number 10 junior outfielder, is going to stand in for Tahlequah with runners at 1st and 3rd and 1 out. Shot down the third baseline. Nice stop of the third baseman. Can't get the force out. A run scores, and it's 11-3. And the state championship winning run is at first base with 1 out. And Talara Heth, a young sophomore who's already had a big afternoon, is the scheduled hitter, but it looks like we're going to have yet another pinch hitter.
I think Coach Rogers is going to the bench. He's going to get as many of his players in there as he possibly can, but really the important thing that he has confidence in the kids coming off the bench. And
right.
He's brought in 2, and they've gotten on base safely with hits.
Number 25 is Nikki Gerdner, another freshman, who stands in for Tahlequah with 2 outs and runners at 1st and 2nd. Next pitch from Fowler on the way. Another ground ball to third, force out right in front of her, and the side is retired. 1 run that inning, couple of hits, no errors, and 2 left. We move to the bottom of the 7th. It's do or die for the Moore Lady Lions as they trail 11-3. Take a look at who Moore has coming up for them in this inning. It'll be the heart of the lineup, Sydney Melton, Jessica Reynolds, as they have one last gasp to try and stay alive. Staying alive, that's what we do. 5A Soccer Championships coming up your way on Friday, May 14th. Join us for the live action here on Cox Communications beginning at 6 p.m. Mark your calendars. That's Friday, May 14th. Cox Communications, your connection to live local sports coverage. And then, of course, you want some more? We've got that for you as well. The very next day, Saturday the 15th, it's the 5A and 6A high school baseball championships live from Drillers Stadium. First game gets underway at 11:30. Cox Communications getting you connected to live local sports coverage. Last chance for more. They're going to do it. They got to do it right now, and they got a pretty steep hill to climb down by 8.
The great thing about slow pitch softball, you have 3 outs. You have to get the 3rd one before they can close the book.
Wisely taking the first pitch, as again, they'll try to do anything they can to get runners on base. First one is out of the strike zone to Sydney Melton. Next one on the way. And that's a called strike. Tahlequah fans on their feet. They can sense a state championship is close at hand. Next one to Melton. That's a strike. Melton didn't like the call. Steps out. Few practice swings and will stand back in.
And this puts a good hitter at a disadvantage on the foul ball situation.
Pitch on the way. Woo! How do you take that pitch? Wow.
That's a good eye. You've got a good eye when you can take them like that.
Man,
That's why she's batting cleanup.
that's probably right. 2-2 pitch on the way to Melton. Here it comes. And takes ball 3.
Tahlequah fans not liking that call.
Pretty close. 3-2 pitch to Melton on the way. Popped up. Left field. Rover drifts over. 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th. Tahlequah needs just 2 more. And that'll bring in Jessica Reynolds. 11-3, bottom of the 7th. Reynolds back up the middle. Tough play for the shortstop. Fields throws. 2 down. Good play again. Talara Heth has put on a display at shortstop here this afternoon, and so has the first baseman Stephanie Jeffries.
You know, Heth moves so well on the shortstop, and you can see that her glove is always open, and she just plays the ball perfectly, comes up and releases it real quick as well.
You can see by the smile, the excitement just going through the young pitcher, Christy Huffman. She was here, the pitcher, last year when they lost in the state finals to Westmore. 1 out away. Is this it? Line drive, left field. That's it. Tahlequah. 6A slow pitch softball champions for 2004. And the dog pile ensues.
That's what a state championship looks like, isn't it? Those kids are the thrill of their life. Well, you always say the same thing, Steve, but when you get into the state championship finals in any sport on the high school level, the kids gave you 100% effort, great effort by the Lady Lions and their head coach, Robert Wakefield. Tremendous job. Great job by Tahlequah as well, and both of them deserve a state title, but only one can walk away with the gold ball.
Lady Tigers made it last year, lost, came back and won this year. Maybe the Moore Lady Lions can do the same next year. Tahlequah, your 2004 6A girls slow pitch softball state champions. We'll cover the awards ceremony and presentation for you here just momentarily as well. 4 runs in the top of the first for Tahlequah. Moore countered, came back with 3 of their own. It was 4-3 after 1. Tahlequah right back with 4 more in the second inning, and they never looked back. Leading 8-3. Moore did not score the rest of the way. Tahlequah added 2 runs in the 6th, another run in the 7th, and go on to the state championship victory again by the final score of 11-3. Some excited young ladies down on the field and some excited fans, parents, students, teachers, coaches in the stands, all enjoying this great, glorious afternoon here in Oklahoma City with the Tahlequah Lady Tigers.
And, you know, again, I think we need to thank Danny Reynolds and his staff of the OSSAA, especially Ed Shakely, the assistant that was in charge of the slow pitch tournament today, and all of the help that he gave us in getting the telecast today, and just a great group at the OSSAA.
Let's listen in as they get ready for the awards presentation here at Hall of Fame Stadium.
State Farm Insurance and your local State Farm agents are proud to be the presenting sponsors for this year's championship. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Join us now as we honor our winners with the medals and the trophies for the 2004. At this time, Ed Shakely of the Oklahoma Secondary School Activities Association will assist with the presentation of the respective teams. First, for the runner-up, Moore Lady Lions. Assisting with the presentation will be Superintendent Waylon Bonds, Principal Mike Coyle, Athletic Director Carl Franks, and Bart Richardson. If the players will come forward when your name is called, we will present you with your individual awards. Number 2, Leah Tuckey. Number 3, Kathy Jolly. Number 13, Ashley Thomas. 18, Sydney Melton. Number 12, Jessica Reynolds. Number 22, Jessica Owens. 25, Rilla Blankenship. Number 8, Kristen Hell. Number 4, Jill Wagner. Number 23, Lachelle Fowler. Number 11, Jessica Coates. Number 1, Courtney Rutledge. Number 5, Sarah Childress. Number 6, Natalie Boren. Number 7, Amanda Krish. Number 9, Kelly Young. Number 10, Megan Roney. Number 14, Brittany Inman. We would also like to recognize Coach Robert Wakefield with the Coach's Achievement Plaque. Coach, please come forward. And that was your 2004 Class 6A State Runner-Up Trophy. Now for your champions, the Tahlequah Lady Tigers. Assisting with the presentation will be Superintendent Paul Hurst, Assistant Superintendent Denver Spears, Principal Nick Mayueno, and Randy Underwood. If the players will come forward when we call your name, we will present you with your individual award. Number 23, Ashley Metlock. Number 24, Heather Roach. Number 22, Keiki Leonard. Number 13, Stephanie Jeffrey. Number 17, Nicole Gibson. Number 6, Christy Huffman. Number 8, Whitney Kirkpatrick. Number 12, Jalera Heath. Number 15, Leslie Quinton. Number 16, Kara Chapman. Number 11, Amber Craig. Number 25, Nikki Gardner. Number 14, Becky Goff. Number 10, Amber Berner. Number 5, Darlene Matthews. Number 4, Carrie Robinson. Number 2, Amber Roskendal. Number 1, Elizabeth Roskendal. Number 19, Ashley Fritz. Number 21, Samantha Molinero. We would also like to recognize Coach Ronnie Rogers with the Coach's Achievement Plaque. Coach, please come forward. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2004 Class 6A State Championship Trophy is presented to the Tahlequah Lady Tigers. Congratulations, ladies.
Well, there you have it, the awards presentation to the Moore Lady Lions for the runner-up trophy for the 2004 Slow Pitch Softball Championship season, and the state champion Tahlequah Lady Tigers. Congratulations to them. We'll take a timeout and come back with a wrap-up for you right after this. There you see our final score for this afternoon. Lady Tigers 11-18-2. Moore Lady Lions 3-5-2. Winning pitcher is Christy Huffman. The losing pitcher, Lachelle Fowler. 11-3 your final on the 6A Slow Pitch Softball Championships. Getting ready for some more action here on some of the other classifications. So 11-3 the final here this afternoon as Tahlequah defeats Moore. It's been a great afternoon of softball, and hopefully you enjoyed all the action here today on Cox Communications. Don't forget next week, soccer and baseball state championships, also right here on Cox Communications. For my partner, JV Haney. JV, always a pleasure to working with you. I appreciate that. Look forward to working with you again next season. To the ASA Association out here for all their hospitality. To the great job the Cox crew did today. Some great camera shots and angles. We appreciate all their hard work, the setup, the teardown. And of course the guys at the OSSAA, Denny Reynolds and Ed Shakely. For all those guys, and myself, Steve Marshall, hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you next time right here on Cox Communications.
The preceding program was produced through the facilities of the Production Services Group at Cox Communications.